Alright, so I've seen a lot of people this year starting a winter arc, which I feel like is an amazing idea. There's no better time to start working on your habits to improve your life than right now. However, as somebody who has previously done the New Year's resolutions in the traditional sense of starting them on January 1st, writing a whole long page-full list of things you want to achieve that year, as well as somebody who last year did a winter arc where I pretty much did the same thing of writing a long list for the year, as well as breaking that list down into groups for each month so that I kind of would have a bite-sized set of goals to work on each month that later added up fulfilled the whole list of resolutions I had set for the year. I want to say that this is not very realistic, at least not for me. I know these days a lot of people talk about setting only 3 to 5 goals at a time, working on those, and then after you've achieved those goals to start incorporating new ones. But I want to tell you to prioritize even more. This is a topic that has spoken to me in my life recently over the past week or so. I used to be a person who wanted to excel at everything I set myself to do. And also I felt like if I'm not aiming to complete at least, let's say, 20 things in a day, that I'm not aiming high enough. But I want to tell you to try aiming very, very low in a sense by only focusing on one thing. I want you to think of prioritizing only one thing. And yes, it can be good to have like a couple extra things, maybe 3 or 5 things in total that you want to kind of work on throughout this time period. But even if you have 3 things that you're trying to work on, I want you to still have the biggest priority on the top of your list. And I want you to spend the most energy and attention and focus you have on that task. This is for the reason that, like I already mentioned, we can't excel at everything. And even robots, they aren't made to be perfect at everything they do. So even robots have one task that they are really, really good at doing. So how can you expect a human being to be able to excel at absolutely everything they set their mind to do, and even more than that? This approach will just lead to burnout, and then you won't be able to get anything done for the next couple of days, weeks, or even months. The reason for that is, from my own experience, trying to prioritize everything is kind of like setting yourself up to do 5 full-time jobs, as an example, in one day. You just don't have enough hours in a day to do that many different things. You just don't have that much energy and focus to do everything to the best of your ability. So it's better to just choose one main thing to focus on, to put the most of your energy onto, and then maybe have a couple other things on the side that you can do if you have time left over and willpower left over. But really try to focus on this one thing, and also choose that one thing very wisely. It should be something that really matters to you, that's very deep in your core and is your absolutely biggest desire to fulfill. It's important that this thing matters to you because you're going to spend a lot of time working on that project, and it might not work out. It might take years for you to even see results. So make sure that this thing you're focusing on is actually of importance to you. I do hope that this one thing could be something you're very passionate of, because there's so many people in the world, and the beautiful thing about that is that everybody has their own skill sets, everybody has their own desires, and if you try to do something that's not authentic to you, then you're going to have a harder time doing that. And somebody who naturally feels very passionate about that one thing is going to surpass you with less work, less effort, for the reason that that's authentic to them. So try to put a lot of thought into what that one thing is going to be, because it's going to change your life.